won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches, I must make amends.
Your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Carl Goldman, along with Lenny Sage, owner of Mercedes-Benz Valencia. This hour has just, I'm looking at the clock, this hour has whizzed by, and we're trying to get through the top 10 questions that people ask, all of us ask before buying a new car. So I'm going to go right into the final two, and that is, this is actually a good question, is what level of warranty coverage should meet my expectations? So you have 3 years, 36,000 miles, 5 years, 50,000. There's the warranty extension.
Yeah, I think it's more important if you're going to buy the car. If you're going to buy the car, you want to know, you want to get the longest term you can possibly get. If you're going to lease the car, it may not be so impactful. If you're going to lease a car for 4 years and you only have a 3-year warranty, it's a consideration. But if you can lease a car for 3 years and you have a 3-year warranty, there's nothing to be really that concerned about. I mean, there's some manufacturers out there that have 10-year, 100,000-mile warranties right now. Hyundai and Kia, for example, have this great warranty, and that was probably more of a reaction to the stigma of Hyundai that they had to overcome, and boy have they overcome that stigma. I mean, Hyundai right now is on fire, and so is Kia, but they reinvented themselves and they came up with these long warranties to give buyers the security. No one really needs a 10-year, 10,000-mile warranty when they buy a new car, because most people don't keep their cars that long, or a lot of people don't keep their cars that long. But if you are going to keep your car for a long period of time, you're going to buy your car, I would try to get the best, longest term warranty I can get, and that would be a consideration for me. Now, if the product quality of that particular brand is pretty good, it may not be as important of a factor, but nonetheless, you need to know. You need to know what it is and how that fits into the expectation of how long you're going to keep that car.
Cool. Is resale trade-in value a big consideration? Because as we know, this is like they're lobbing this right to you, Lenny, because some brands hold their value a lot better than other brands, and Mercedes certainly holds its brand.
The top tier brands will always have a better value story with respect to resale. But you can't really, I don't know that it's something that I'm that concerned about when I buy a car. I mean, I tell people, listen, buy what you want, buy what you like. If there's something that you love, within reason, you may want to think about taking that car, because you don't want to regret not having get it. I have more people that say to me, you know what, I wanted this car, I didn't get it, I didn't spend the extra $10 a month or $15 a month, and I ended up with something less than what I wanted. And you're going to own that decision for 3, 4, 5 years maybe, and that's a long time to live with something that you really don't love. So I mean, I would start with, what do I want, what do I like, what would I like to get into every day, and that's kind of more of an all-encompassing response to all of these questions. Right. Is start there. You may not end there, because you may have to, factor in practicality, fuel consumption, insurance costs, but start with what you like. And if all the other factors are good, you should be in good shape.
What's interesting about these questions is I would be willing to bet if we pulled these questions 10 years from now, 10 years before now, they'd be totally different, because the internet has now changed everything. Now we go... Sure. Now we go on the internet and we figure out what we kind of want, and we already have a lot of our answers when we walk into the dealership. So that's had to change for you too, from your perspective.
It's the internet, I think, is one of the greatest tools that a consumer has been given to buy a car and to buy a lot of products since I've been in the car business. The internet has given people the opportunity to have access to information that they didn't have before, and information is power. The best way to buy a car to me is to do your research on the internet, find out what you like, zero in on the car down to the stitching, color stitching of the seats, and it's easy to do on the internet, and then send a request for a quote to 3 dealers that represent that product, and see what you get back. To me, that's going to save you lots of time, lots of energy. The days of walking into a dealership coldly without really having an idea of exactly what you want are really over, and I don't think it's the best way to buy a car. Being well informed, using the tools that are at your disposal, being well equipped with that information when you walk into a dealership, it helps us as a dealer because you know what you want. It makes it easier for me to deliver it to you. If you don't know what you want, and certainly don't know what you should be paying, that becomes a problem for us, as it does for the consumer, because that's when distrust factors in. I'd rather you know what you want and what you should be paying when you walk in.
And that's what I was going to ask you, because certainly the internet and having the power of that information is helpful for us as consumers, but I was wondering what it's like from your end.
I think it's great. I think we talked about this before,
Right.
but not every dealer, I think, wants their clients who walk in to be equipped with that information. We want our customers to be equipped with that information. The process is much more friendly, less adversarial. It goes quicker. I mean, you talk to people, 7 hours to buy a car. Well, it's probably because you didn't necessarily know what you wanted, and you ran into a salesman who didn't necessarily know what to ask, and you had two people, the blind leading the blind in that situation. We try to minimize that.
Lenny Sage, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I love coming in here, Carl.
We will
Thank
get
so
you
much.
back again soon, because we haven't touched upon any of the other questions. But Lenny Sage, owner of Mercedes-Benz Valencia, and also you have a number of Nissan dealerships, and you just mentioned the Kia.
Kia in downtown.
Kia downtown.
We have Toyota in West Covina.
So covering all scopes of the car range here. But if you have a chance, please swing by Mercedes-Benz of Valencia, find out what's going on over there. Make sure you say hi to Lenny. We are so thrilled to have him here, and we'll be back again with another special report coming up in the next few weeks. This is AM 1220 KHTS, your hometown station.